Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, what an absolutely gorgeous day. We had some really great rain, and you come out in the morning here, and it just smells like fresh and clean. Like Irish spring, April showers, whatever you want to call it. Amazingly beautiful. I'm glad I get to come out here and actually share it with you. It's really something else. And boy, I'll tell you how green it has gotten just in the last, 4 or 5 weeks. It is just a tremendous change. And of course, it fills up pretty quick. But when winter comes, all these leaves back in there, they're gone. It's going to be sparse, I'll tell you. But in any case, let's enjoy it while we can. Well, the article that I was reading this morning, guys, is a big, big deal. It's going to affect every single one of us. And why is that? Well, guys, we're talking about the prices of food and how fast it's going to go up across the U.S. in this next little bit here. And the reason for that is this: the wheat harvest in the United States right now is the lowest it's ever been since 1957. We're talking 65 years. And on top of that, corn is in absolutely devastating drought conditions. Now, corn is practically in every food. You just take a look at the box of cereal or whatever. When you're seeing cornstarch and you're seeing all these other ingredients and stuff like that they use corn to produce, it is phenomenal. And what we're going to see is an increase in the prices of consumable foods that people buy at their grocery stores, all these box food, all these canned foods, things like that, to astronomical levels. And the deal is this: right now prices are already relatively absurd, but they're going to get ridiculous. And guys, this is where I always recommend, hey, look, go out there and build yourself up some great food insurance. And what I mean about that, well, you know how we all have like car insurance, right? Well, we don't want to ever have to use it, but we've got it just in case something big time happens, and then, we're kind of protected. Guys, go out there, make sure when you're doing your groceries, spend 20, 30, 40, maybe $50, a little extra anyway, every grocery order, and build up a good supply of long-term foods so that what happens when these prices get ridiculous or some of these products are no longer available, well, you've got them and you can actually draw on that, cache of food that you've stored up. Now, in a way, it is kind of like saving money, because let's say it costs you, 60 cents a can right now. And, in just a month and a half from now, it's 98 cents a can for that same thing. Well, it doesn't seem so much when we're only talking about, 38 cents? But add that up over every other item in your grocery cart and how often you have to go out for groceries, and it will become a big, big deal. So in a way, it's kind of savings. Now, I've often looked at it like this. In fact, when Judy and I had started doing this, and we had started it, a few years ago anyway, and putting it aside and stuff like that, we'd be telling our friends and things like that. Some people thinking, you're nuts, you're crazy, and all this and that. Boy, I'll tell you, when the big happened there, a lot of people were lining up around the block just to buy simple supplies. Remember the whole TP, run on run on all the stores for TP. Well, guys, we didn't have to deal with that, because why? We had some set aside up there, and we never had to go running out and line up in a big long line waiting to get in there and hopefully buy the last pack of toilet paper. And it just pays to be prepared in that way. Now, having said that, look at this digital asset space and things like that. If you think that we are not going to see a major price increase, look, when you see the dollar purchasing power coming down the way it is and inflation going up, and remember, food prices are a big indicator of inflation. What happens? Well, assets that have value, well, they rise. It's kind of like, did gold go up or did the value of the dollar go down kind of deal? And that's where I really believe we are going to see some significant price increases in a lot of these digital assets. Now, perhaps not all, but a lot of them, because a lot of them are going to be a place where people can go in and park their dough and feel like, hey, at least I'm avoiding the loss of that purchasing power. Do you know that is in fact how Judy and I literally got into this space? Because when the whole sea dump happened, we were looking at it from the perspective of all these people getting the stimulus money, that inflation's going to decimate our savings. So I went out looking for gold and silver, physical metals. Could not find any. I only found one dealer, and the guy only had a few ounces of silver. It wasn't even worth it. Well, I'll tell you what. After that, we started to look at other alternatives, and we found out about these digital assets in a big, big way, and we were getting into them just to preserve our purchasing power. Guys, 1 year later, it changed our lives in a forever way. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. It feels just like it did back then. And don't let people shake you out with all the FUD and these big dips and all the right and all that. Look at the fundamentals, guys. Study this space hard and see what opportunities it presents. And hey, if after you've done that and it's not for you, then that's fine. But at least you've done yourself one of the greatest favors you could possibly do, and educate yourself about it. Don't base any confidence on someone else's conviction. That's what I always say. And I really, really believe it. That is what Judy and I did. And it really made a big difference for us. And guys, listen, we are about to hear within the next day or so all the details about all these Hinman emails. I think the impacts of this information is definitely going to affect this case, and especially the pressure that could be brought to bear after the fact. And there's a lot of folks out there, remember this, you are going to see a heap of fear, uncertainty, and doubt on a massive level coming from both sides on how they play out this information that comes out. Don't just sit there and listen to or read comments where people come out as if they've literally been to the future and are coming back to tell us exactly how it's going to go. Guys, it's opinions. Nobody knows with 100% certainty, but a lot of people are going to be out there trying to influence your thoughts, your feelings, and your behavior, your actions. That's how folks get shaken out, guys. It doesn't make sense, I know, but it happens every single cycle. And and being aware of that really gives you a bit of an edge. Now, hey, there are no guarantees. It is a risk, and that's what investing is. But boy, I'll tell you what, adventure is out there on the water. Adventure's out there in going west, young man, right? Adventure is in the risk. Sometimes the journey is more beneficial than the destination, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. And so, guys, just know what you hold, get your own conviction, build your own confidence, and make your own mind, make your own decisions. Don't let yourself get influenced. But hey, be prepared. When you see some of these things coming up, hey, look, you get prepared. When the clouds get all dark and gloomy and the thunder starts cracking and you see that lightning and you're thinking, gee, I think a storm's coming. Well, do you stand outside in the rain waiting to get drenched and lightning struck or something? No, you go into where you know you have shelter. Well, guys, when you see some of these things coming along the line, that's where you go out and you prepare in advance and say, okay, fine. Well, if it looks like food prices are going to go a little bit more sky high than what they are, then yeah, I'm going to set some aside. I'm going to do this or that or whatever. When it looks like the banks are going to make it very difficult to pull cash out, well, I think I might pull a little cash out and hold it at home. When it looks like the value and the purchasing power of my dollar is going to get absolutely decimated, hey, I might look for some safe harbors to park those dollars so that I don't lose my purchasing power and I could see potentially some real appreciation for it. So guys, that's how I think. And I think it makes, and what do they say? There's all kinds of different sayings, but I've said them before, just like yesterday, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Hey, those little colloquialisms came about, because people experience that. And so, hey, don't just, kind of like, ignore it like a lot of people are going to do. And because, hey, when the storm comes and those that aren't prepared, where do they go, guys? They start running. Oh, I need you. And by then, it's a little too late, right? And you see the big, long lineups to get the things that we absolutely took for granted in the past, like toilet paper, That is insane, but it happened and we all watched it, didn't we? So keep that in mind. Anyhow, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Until later on, when I have an amazing video to give to you or to present, I sure hope you have a great one and take care.